The elevator doors slid open with a ding, and I stepped into the sleek lobby of Harlan and Associates, my heart pounding like it did every morning for the past 3 years. I wasn't just Alex Rivera, the efficient assistant. I was the guy who'd been faking a slow-burning affection for my boss, the infamous cold-hearted lawyer Ethan Harlan, all to climb the ranks in this cutthroat firm. But that morning, as I clutched the coffee tray, I had no idea that a single phone call would shatter the facade and force me to confront the tangled web of lies, ambition, and unexpected feelings that had defined my life. From the start, landing the job at Harlan and Associates felt like a golden ticket. Fresh out of college with a degree in legal studies, I was drowning in student loans and desperate for a foot in the door of New York's elite legal world. Ethan Harlan was a legend. Mid-30s, sharp as a blade, with a reputation for winning impossible cases against corporate giants. His icy demeanor kept everyone at arm's length. Colleagues whispered he was untouchable, a machine in a tailored suit. I applied on a whim, and to my shock, I got the interview. "You're persistent," he said during our brief meeting, his blue eyes scanning my resume like it was evidence in a trial. That might be useful. Little did I know persistence would become my survival strategy. My first week was a blur of late nights and endless tasks. Ethan demanded perfection. Memos drafted by dawn, research files impeccable, and coffee black with no sugar. He barely acknowledged me beyond curt nods. But I noticed how the firm operated on fear and favoritism. Senior partners played golf with clients, but assistants like me were invisible unless we made ourselves indispensable. That's when I overheard a conversation in the break room. Two paralegals gossiping about how Ethan's last assistant got promoted after getting close to him. "He's gay, you know," one said. "But good luck cracking that shell." It sparked an idea, risky and calculated. If I could feign interest, build a personal connection, maybe I'd rise faster than the others scrambling for scraps. I started small. A lingering glance during meetings, a casual question about his weekend that hinted at shared interests. Ethan was guarded, but he responded to efficiency, so I wove in compliments tied to his work. "That closing argument was brilliant, Mr. Harlan. It's like you read the jury's minds." At first, he dismissed it, but over months, the ice thawed slightly. He'd ask for my opinion on case strategies, invite me to after-work strategy sessions. I researched his tastes. He loved classic jazz, so I mentioned a Miles Davis concert. He was into minimalist art, so I shared an article on Rothko. It was all scripted, a performance to gain trust and leverage. But New York society added layers of conflict. Ethan's family was old money, conservative donors to political causes that frowned on anything non-traditional. His father, a retired judge, expected him to marry well, preferably a woman from their circle, to solidify alliances. Ethan never discussed his sexuality openly, but rumors swirled in the LGBTQ+ legal circles I quietly joined for intel. I came from a working-class Latino family in Queens. My parents were supportive but traditional, and I'd only come out to a few friends. Faking this attraction felt like walking a tightrope over societal judgments. What if it backfired and labeled me as manipulative in a community already wary of opportunists? As year 1 bled into year 2, the facade deepened. We worked on a high-profile discrimination case against a tech firm accused of firing employees based on sexual orientation. Ethan was passionate, arguing fiercely in court, but privately, he confided doubts. Society pretends to progress, Alex, but bias hides in boardrooms. It was the first crack in his armor, and I leaned in, sharing fabricated stories of my own struggles to build rapport. "I felt that isolation too," I said one late night in the office, our faces lit by laptop screens. He looked at me differently after that, inviting me to a fundraiser for LGBTQ+ rights. There, amid champagne and influential guests, I played the part. Attentive, admiring, letting our hands brush accidentally. Conflicts arose externally too. My best friend, Marco, called me out during a beer night. "This is messed up, Alex. You're using the guy for a promotion? What if he actually likes you?" I brushed it off, but guilt gnawed. At the firm, jealousy brewed. Other assistants whispered I was sleeping my way up, igniting debates on merit versus favoritism. One colleague, Sarah, confronted me. Is it fair that you're getting ahead because you're gay and he's, whatever he is? It sparked heated discussions in the office, mirroring broader societal tensions about affirmative action and privilege in queer spaces. Internally, doubts crept in. Ethan's rare smiles, the way he defended me in meetings, made the lines blur. Was I faking everything, or had genuine respect turned into something more? I pushed it down, focusing on the goal. A recommendation letter for law school, a step toward my own career. But as we celebrated a case win at a rooftop bar, Ethan pulled me aside. Alex, you've been more than an assistant. You're important to me. His vulnerability hit like a punch. Had my act gone too far? The second year escalated the drama. Ethan's family pressures mounted. His sister, Claire, set him up on blind dates with women from their social stratum, oblivious or in denial about his orientation. You need to think about the future, Ethan, she'd say over family dinners I wasn't invited to, but he vented about later. They want grandkids and a picture-perfect legacy. It fueled his workaholic tendencies, and I became his confidant, listening to rants about societal expectations that force people into boxes. Why can't success be enough? He'd ask, and I'd nod sympathetically, all while calculating how this intimacy could secure my future. A major conflict erupted during Pride Month. The firm sponsored a float, but Ethan hesitated to participate publicly. It's a statement I can't afford, he admitted. I pushed gently. It could humanize you to clients. Deep down, I saw it as a chance to deepen our bond. We attended a parade together, incognito at first, but photos leaked online. His father called, furious. This tarnishes the family name. Ethan withdrew, blaming me indirectly. You encouraged this, Alex. Our first real fight ensued, words flying about trust and motives. Maybe I thought you cared, he snapped. I apologized profusely, masking my panic. Losing his favor meant losing everything. Reconciliation came slowly. A pro bono case for a young gay man facing eviction due to landlord bias brought us closer. We spent weekends preparing, sharing meals. Ethan's touch lingered. A hand on my shoulder, a shared laugh. I told myself it was part of the plan, but nights alone I questioned my ethics. Was exploiting someone's loneliness for gain justifiable in a world where queer individuals already faced barriers? Social media buzzed with opinions. Some praised out professionals, others decried performative allyship. It mirrored our dynamic, authentic, or calculated. Then came the turning point. Ethan's ex, Jordan, reappeared. A charming activist we'd met at the fundraiser, Jordan confronted me at a coffee shop. I know your type, using Ethan to get ahead. He deserves real love, not a ladder climber. Stunned, I denied it, but seeds of doubt spread. Jordan's accusations spread through mutual friends, igniting debates on authenticity in relationships within the LGBTQ+ community. Is it okay to fake affection for career benefits? Forums asked. I defended myself internally. Survival in a competitive field demanded tough choices. As tensions peaked, Ethan proposed a weekend getaway to his family's cabin upstate. To clear our heads, I agreed, heart racing. The drive was silent at first, but by the lake, he opened up about his past. A college romance stifled by family expectations, leading to his emotional walls. You've helped me lower them, Alex. In that moment, under the stars, I felt a genuine spark, but guilt smothered it. What if he discovered my initial motives? The weekend ended with a tentative kiss. Chaste, emotional, but it complicated everything. Back in the city, I redoubled efforts at work, securing a key witness for a case, earning praise. Yet, whispers grew. Was our relationship influencing decisions? Societal clashes intensified. At a firm event, a conservative client made a homophobic joke. Ethan shut it down sharply, defending inclusivity, but it cost us the account. Worth it, he said later, but his father berated him. I supported Ethan, but internally wrestled. My family's subtle discomfort with my orientation echoed these pressures. My mother called, "Be careful, Mijo. Not everyone understands." It highlighted generational divides. sparking internal monologues on assimilation versus authenticity. By year's end, I was entangled. The faking had evolved into something real, but roots in deception poisoned it. Ethan promoted me to junior paralegal, citing my dedication. Colleagues accused nepotism, fueling office drama. In a straight world, this wouldn't fly, one said, igniting arguments on queer privilege versus discrimination. I lay awake, pondering. Had my choices empowered or exploited? Entering the third year, the high-wire act teetered. Ethan's affection grew overt, dinners, weekend brunches in Brooklyn's trendy spots. We navigated New York's vibrant gay scene cautiously, avoiding his family's radar. But leaks happened. A photo from a bar went viral in legal circles. Claire confronted him. "This assistant? Safai's Ethan. Think of your career." He defended us, but the strain showed. "Family shouldn't dictate love," he told me, but doubt lingered in his eyes. A landmark case amplified conflicts, representing a class action suit against a company for anti-LGBTQ+ policies. Ethan poured his soul into it, drawing from personal pains. I assisted, but Jordan's warnings echoed. During depositions, I uncovered damning evidence, boosting our chances. Ethan hugged me in excitement, our first public display at work. Gasps followed. HR called a meeting on professional boundaries. Is this consensual or coercive? They probed, mirroring societal scrutiny on power dynamics in same-sex relationships. The debate raged online. Boss-employee romances, empowering or problematic in queer contexts? I felt exposed, my motives questioned. Marco urged confession. Tell him the truth before it blows up. But fear held me back. Losing Ethan meant losing the life I'd built. Instead, I deepened the charade, planning a surprise birthday for him, inviting close friends. At the party, Jordan crashed, accusing me publicly. Alex started this to get promoted. Chaos ensued. Guests argued ethics, some siding with Jordan's authenticity matters. Others defending everyone has ulterior motives initially. Ethan pulled me aside, hurt flashing. Is this true? I denied vehemently, claiming Jordan's jealousy. He believed me, but trust fractured. We pushed through, winning the case triumphantly. Media hailed Ethan as a hero for LGBTQ+ rights, but personally, shadows loomed. His father disinvited him from family events, citing lifestyle choices. Ethan spiraled, questioning his path. Maybe they're right. Stability over happiness. I comforted him, but my deception weighed heavier. Internal turmoil peaked during a solo trip I took to visit family. My parents sensed something off. You seem distant, Alex. Is this job worth it? Coming clean to them about the faking sparked family drama. My father argued, honesty is everything, while my sister defended, in America, you do what it takes. It reflected broader immigrant struggles. Ambition versus integrity in a land of opportunity. Back in New York, Ethan proposed moving forward seriously. Let's make this official, Alex. I love you. Panic surged. My feelings were real now, but built on lies. I accepted, but guilt festered. Societal pressures mounted. A conservative backlash against the case led to threats. Ethan hired security, but paranoia grew. Is loving openly worth the risk? He mused, echoing debates on visibility versus safety in queer lives. As summer faded, the accident loomed. We drove to a conference in Boston, arguing lightly about future plans. Law school for you, partnership for me, he said optimistically. Rain slicked the roads. A truck swerved. The crash was sudden. Metal crunching, glass shattering. I blacked out, waking in hospital haze. Ethan was injured worse in surgery. Waiting, I confessed to a nurse in delirium. It started as a lie. I faked it all. The hospital room smelled of antiseptic and regret. Ethan survived, but with a broken leg and concussion, facing weeks of recovery. I had bruises and a sprained wrist, but the real damage was emotional. Word of my confession spread. The nurse, overhearing, mentioned it to staff, and somehow it reached Claire. She stormed in, accusing me. You manipulated my brother. Ethan, groggy from painkillers, demanded answers. What did you say, Alex? Tears streaming, I spilled everything. The initial plan to feign interest for advancement, how it evolved into genuine love, the internal battles. I never meant to hurt you. It became real. Silence stretched. Ethan's face hardened. 3 years. All a performance. Hurt turned to anger. Get out. I left, shattered. The hospital corridor echoing my sobs. The fallout was swift. At the firm, rumors exploded. Colleagues debated. Was Alex's deception justified in a biased system? Some empathized, citing systemic barriers for minorities. Others condemned, calling it unethical. HR investigated, suspending me pending review. Social media ignited. LGBTQ+ influencers weighed in, some arguing survival tactics in hostile environments are valid, others insisting deception erodes trust in our community. Ethan's recovery isolated him. Friends visited, offering perspectives. Jordan, surprisingly, advocated nuance. People change. Maybe his love is real now, but Ethan's walls rebuilt higher. He texted once, I need time. I moved to a friend's couch, jobless and directionless. My family rallied. Parents flew in, hugging me tightly. We love you no matter what, Mom said. But Dad added, learn from this, truth sets you free. It sparked family discussions on cultural expectations versus personal happiness. Weeks blurred into months. I applied to law schools independently, reflecting on choices. Had faking love been a necessary evil in a world stacked against outsiders? Or pure selfishness? Ethan returned to work, excelling but distant. A mutual friend relayed, he's questioning everything. Family, career, love. Societal echoes amplified. A podcast episode on fake relationships in professional settings featured anonymous stories, fueling debates on morality. Reconciliation flickered during a chance encounter at a coffee shop. Ethan, on crutches, nodded curtly. We need to talk. Over lattes, he admitted vulnerabilities. I ignored red flags because I wanted it to be real. I apologized deeply, explaining my desperation and growth. I fell for you honestly, Ethan. Tears welled. He sighed. Trust is broken, but maybe not irreparable. We parted with tentative hope, agreeing to therapy, individual first. Broader conflicts persisted. Ethan's father reached out, softened by the accident. Life's too short for grudges. It challenged conservative views, sparking family therapy sessions on acceptance. At large, the incident inspired articles. Power imbalances in gay romances? Where's the line? Opinions divided. Some saw my actions as symptomatic of inequality, others as inexcusable. As I rebuilt, enrolling in night classes, genuine connections formed. A support group for queer professionals discussed similar dilemmas. How far do we go to succeed? Dehumanized my mistakes, fostering forgiveness. Ethan and I met sporadically, rebuilding slowly. Perhaps we start as friends, he suggested. Emotions stirred, but honesty anchored us. The path forward was fraught with highs and lows. Ethan's therapy unearthed childhood pressures, leading to a confrontation with his family. I'm gay, and that's not changing, he declared at a tense dinner. Claire supported him, but his father struggled, eventually conceding, I want your happiness. It mirrored societal shifts, gradual acceptance amid resistance. Our interactions deepened. Shared lunches evolved into dates, cautious and real. At the firm, I returned on probation, proving merit through hard work. Colleagues' opinions softened. Sarah admitted, we all play games to some extent. It sparked office workshops on ethics, highlighting systemic issues. Broader discourse continued. A viral thread on faking it till you make it in queer careers garnered thousands of responses, debating survival versus integrity. High drama crested when Jordan apologized. I was harsh. Love isn't black and white. We formed an unlikely trio, advocating for mentorship programs to reduce such desperations. Ethan's case winds mounted, now infused with personal passion. You've changed me, Alex, for better. He confessed one evening in Central Park. But doubts lingered. As we navigated a committed relationship, past deception haunted. Can we truly move past it? I asked. Ethan smiled faintly. We're trying. Societal judgments persisted. Friends questioned power dynamics. Family worried about stability. Yet growth prevailed. I pursued law school. Ethan mentored openly. The story culminated in reflection. 3 years of pretense led to profound truths. Love, when genuine, withstands trials. Societal barriers force tough choices. But at what cost? As we stood together, watching the city lights, I wondered if the accident was fate's intervention. Was Alex's initial deception morally justifiable given the societal and professional pressures he faced?